All right, legend, mate. Welcome.
Thank you.
U-turns. Keep talking to me.
Oh, yeah. So the 23.3 with U-turns. I mean, very unexpected. I'm not sure what I was expecting to be in there, but it was not U-turns.
Mm.
I felt like maybe the shuttle runs have prepared me for these U-turns. So who knows?
How was the shuttle runs?
I mean, that made me dizzy as well. Because obviously it's like what 10 legs off like 20 in the total, and turning each end was quite plus ski erg, which sat down doing the ski erg makes you really dizzy. So it was, yeah, that was interesting.
Plus, like, if you didn't realize how much you use your low body in a ski
Oh,
erg, try and do it sat down. Like, it
it's
is
honestly,
takes forever.
yeah, and also your face is so close to the screen that I'm
Mm.
like, I'm about to headbutt this like machine in a minute. I'm surprised I didn't. I mean,
Just turn
yeah,
around, you just knocked out for a couple of seconds. Like, well,
honestly.
what happened?
And it's like wall balls. You wouldn't think as well because you can't use your like drive, even your hips like
Yeah, man.
that. And I'm just like, this 6 kilo ball is coming towards my face. It's going to land in my face at some point.
Mate,
So,
how'd you get around it?
just hope for the best. No, I mean, it was fine. Like someone is allowed to be there in case it goes towards your face and like hit it away from you. Um, but yeah, I think you literally just have to kind of coordinate the movement a little bit more.
Mm. You gotta, I mean, pardon the pun, right? But you gotta adapt and overcome.
Yeah, exactly. And it's obviously because I remember doing the movements as a fully able athlete. So it's so different. Like even, doing a clean and a snatch because I'm not going from I can't use my hips and your body and all about that. So it's a lot on my shoulders. So like getting
Mm.
that shoulder shrug and getting it up is definitely taking some getting used to. It's like learning a new sport, but it's good fun.
Yeah, legit, 100%. Like, I mean, athletes that can remember or knew the movement before, right? And then has to transition through. I think that's harder in a lot of ways because you, like you said, you are learning a different spot rather than
Yeah.
just like, okay, this is where it's always been, you know?
Yeah, yeah, it is different, and it's kind of nice as well in that element. It's like finding ways to do these things, like these muscle ups. Obviously, I can't use my body, so it's kind of like they're all strict movements now, which I think is quite good for me. And definitely building my strength up, which is nice. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm really enjoying it.
Mate, you're gonna have to tell me the story, you know. I saw a little
Oh,
bit through what active,
yeah,
love those peeps. Like shout
yes.
out to Nige and Craig, like
Oh,
love
yeah,
those
they're amazing.
guys to bits.
Yeah, so bit of a crazy story. So I used to be a GB athlete. Um, Kind of was training full time, did CrossFit as a bit of my training, and went off to uni to study physiotherapy. So all was going so well. Literally like 2 weeks prior to this, I got selected for the Olympic team to go and compete abroad. So all was looking up. And then I was in a whitewater kayak accident in November 2021. So I went down like a 20-foot waterfall, landed upside down. Yeah, don't recommend, don't do it. But and obviously sustained life-changing injuries from that point. I think obviously, yeah, it was a big change. I spent the first 3 months in intensive care, kind of fighting for my life, and no one knew what was going to happen. And obviously, I'm quite grateful I don't remember those days, but obviously, everyone was told prepare for the worst, like you need to say your goodbyes. And despite all the odds, 3 months later, went to a specialist rehab hospital, and that's I think where the real hard work began. And we realised the extent of my injuries. I was left, I couldn't talk, I couldn't eat, I was paralysed like completely. And I had a lot of things from the injury. And I remember I will never forget, I don't think the first time kind of I was aware and a doctor came over and they just looked over me like I was in this bed, couldn't move. And they just said they started listing out these things I would never do again. And this time I was 19, like I'm quite young, I'm trying to get my head around what's happened, like how have I gone from this high to it being 3 months later, like where's all this time gone, it's been Christmas, like I missed Christmas. um and I remember, yeah, then just being like, you're not going to walk, you're not going to talk, you need to kind of think about what you want to do with your life now. They're like, you're lucky you survived. They were like, so we're going to send you to like a specialist care home, where you will now live like this and give up dreams of getting back in a boat. Like, you're not going to do that. And I was there like, like I didn't really know what to think at the time, but I kind of felt this like, anger and rage. I'm a very stubborn person. So I think for me, then being like, you're not going to do this, I was like, oh, yeah, I am. I think that was really lucky. I thought that. So from that moment, I was like, do you know what? I'm going to prove these people wrong. And I mean, obviously, you can tell I am talking now. So, but yeah, I went through a lot of rehab. I mean, 6 hours a day for a year in hospital, it was hard work. And going from being this very independent athlete competing all over the world to I couldn't even do like brush my teeth or anything on my own was a big adjustment. And we didn't see progress for months, like we didn't. And I remember thinking like, am I really going to like get better? But then the first bit of progress we got, like the first bit of food I was able to eat was huge, and from there it just went up. And before I knew it, a year later I was home, still in a wheelchair, but I was home. I only had my right arm at this point, but I could talk, I could being home for me made me realize why I was doing it and why I was putting this hard work in. It motivated me to keep going for sure. And then I left rehab only beginning of this year. So at this point, I was like, what do I do with my life? I've gone from how I was to how I am now. It's a big adjustment. So I joined the gym and I started CrossFit. And I honestly can probably say that decision saved my life. Like I got to a point where I was mentally a little bit struggling and I didn't really know where I was going to go. And joining them gave me like a purpose again. And I just felt I wasn't living. I wasn't just living. I was kind of thriving now. And I saw so much mental and physical progress just being, back training and everything that it made so much sense just to keep doing it. And I got back on the water. So I used to be a rower. And the para rowing team got involved, and now I'm training with them full time and kind of got my eyes set on the Paralympics. It's all very exciting. And obviously this path I had before of my whole life is completely changed, but I wouldn't change it for the world now at all.
Right. First of all, thank you for sharing that story, man.
Oh no,
That's
it's
one hell of a story, but also it just highlights to me the tenacity of human beings, right? And
oh,
also
I
the
said,
stubbornness of English people. When you say you can't do something, you're like, that's a really bad move, that bro.
exactly. I think also that I have a lot to thank for like kind of being an athlete beforehand taught me so much
Mm.
going into this injury. And you have to work hard to get what you want. And as I said, like yeah, being stubborn definitely like helped me out. And yeah, proving people wrong. I mean, I remember the first time one of my like consultants came in who told me all these things I wouldn't do, and I was able to do one of them. And just the look on their face, I think, is something I will never forget. And definitely, I still love doing it. When I have my appointments and I can do something new, I love showing it off to them. So yeah, definitely.
For sure, man. You're rewriting the rule book, essentially. You're
Exactly.
like,
And I
well,
feel like, yeah.
you said you
Um,
couldn't do this because of X, Y, Z, right? And you're like, okay, well, I might not have the physical capabilities, but I got the mental capacity to be able to put
yeah.
myself there. So then, can we create the physical capabilities?
Yeah, exactly. And I truly believe that. And I really believe like nothing is impossible as long as you tell yourself it's not. Like, why should I kind of not aim for this, for walking, for moving my arm? Like, what's stopping me? And I kind of started to see it as, I go into a race, I'm going to leave everything out there, give it my all. Why can't I do that with rehab? So I kind of just treat it like training.
Mm.
And I also was like, 5 years' time, if I look back and say, do you know what? I gave it my all. I did everything I could, then I'd be happy. But the worst feeling would be to look back and be like, I could have done more.
Mm.
So I think for me, like it's like in a CrossFit session or doing the opens, you want to give it your all and not have any regrets after. And that's just how I saw rehab as a different form of training.
Is that, would you say that's the biggest thing that makes you keep going?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a few things that obviously like a few moments, like obviously, as I said, proving people wrong, a lot of my friends and family, and also just remembering some of the things from before my injury, like, from when I won a race and that feeling I got, I wanted to get that again and to get back in a boat, that feeling I used to have, like that kind of drove me through. And the thought of just getting back into training. And as I said, like once I joined the gym, I felt there was no stopping me because
Mm.
it was scary at first because I'd gone from this confident, able person to this less able person who's been in hospital for so long and surrounded by able-bodied people. But for me, that's done me so much good because I'll see someone doing something, I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to try that, and it's kind of pushed me out my boundaries a bit, which is good. It's really good.
For sure, and still a confident person, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I just like the gym gave me that back, and it's given me this whole new purpose again, which is nice. And I think from that one, like the first day I got back in the gym, I like had this bit of hope again that I'd kind of lost for a few months, like through
Mm.
some complications and setbacks. And I think for me that meant the world. And as I said, I mean, I went into the gym hardly being able to use my left arm, and now what? Just 2 months later, my left arm is as strong as my right. So I mean, we've seen incredible progress, and I think a lot of that is because in the gym I'm not focusing on what I can't do. I'm focusing on what I can do, and I'm instead like kind of trying all these weird and wonderful things. And I'm like, yeah, I'll give that a go, and I think that's really paid off.
Sure, man. It's got no prejudice. You know, you walk through the door, you fucking come through the door. It doesn't matter, right? And you're like, okay, well, here's Babel. And you're like,
Yeah,
right, what do you want me to do? I want you to put it above your head. You're like, okay, I put it above my head. Guess what? It still weighs 15 or 20 kilos. Like, it doesn't matter if I put it above my head, yourself, somebody who's neurodivergent, somebody who's black, pink, somewhere in between, somebody who's 5 or somebody who's bloody 95. It's all
yeah,
the same, right? And I think it's
yeah,
this really unique place that, I mean, we've got a lot of responsibility to. It's an organic place as well, right? The community can go down, this can go very south as much as it can go very north. And we got a responsibility to be able to nurture it into growth, flourish rather than allow it to decay and it becomes like a toxic place, right?
yeah,
Like, I mean, take examples of commercial gyms. I think they're great. It's accessibility for people to come in, but not necessarily accessibility for all abilities. I would argue to be able
yeah,
to come in, right, and then the community attached to it. I can say it because it's my industry is fucked, right?
yeah,
Like I think it's absolutely garbage. But hey, is it appealing to the masses? I guess so. So silver
yeah,
linings, right? But you've got
yeah,
um you've got a unique opportunity to be able to create a space where literally anybody can come on in, right, and fucking look their own devil in the eye and give it a little bitch slap with a wet slam and be able to walk out, right, and be like, I'm a bit of a fucking savage, and then come in the next day and do it again, and come in the next day and do it again, and the next thing you know, well, your left arm is as strong as your right. But the main thing is you're frigging confident enough to give other things in life a go. And then you're conversing with other people and be able to articulate yourself in a manner that is adequate for a conversation, right? And you're like, wait, hold on a minute. I only taught them how to put a barbell above their head. Like what's
yeah.
going on here? It's like it's fucking rad, mate. Like just seeing everybody they're meeting them where they're at, is a privilege.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been a I think I've learned a lot to enjoy the journey as well, and like
Yeah, 100%.
enjoy this in the small wins, and I'm loving it. And I came into doing CrossFit as like I started when I was 15. I used to do a lot of training, and my coach kind of reached out when I came home. She's like, "Do you want to come and do like a session a week and stuff like that?" And I was like, "Yeah." And we started out just doing fun things, practical things. Like I was struggling to hold a frying pan, so we worked on the strength I'd need to hold a frying pan with my left arm, and things like that. And then obviously the open came up, and we're like, I really thrive under competition and like that pressure. So we're like, yeah, let's just do it for fun. Yeah, it quickly went from fun to competitive. I mean, we are both now, like my coach and I, probably as bad as each other. I mean, it's yeah. There was a few swear words shout to each other last time. So
100%, mate. Like I
and the
was, go on.
no, it's just I love it. Like, and I think this competition has given me even more kind of motivation and love for the sport and love for what I'm doing. And I'm like, okay, although I'm, not able and I'm in a wheelchair, look all these things I can do. Like, I can still do these workouts. I think it's amazing they do these adapted workouts, and kind of it's nice to see where I am. And I think I ended up doing a lot better than I thought, and I was quite shocked. But again, it was such a good feeling as well.
For
The
sure,
buzz.
man. And what it like looks like to an outsider, like a complete outsider, might be slightly different in some things, right? For obvious reasons. I'm running around, you're wheeling around, right? But at the
Yeah,
same time, we're still going from point A to fucking point B, right?
exactly.
And we're
Yeah,
still in the hurt locker together. And it's like the feeling that both of us are getting is the same, right? The
exactly.
mental processes we're going through of like, Alex, I don't want to have to do this again, right? Is the
Yeah,
damn same. It's like, oh shit, now I gotta go heavy and my heart rate's through my roof and I can't fucking figure out where I am doing or what I'm doing. It's all the same. right?
Mm.
And I think it's so special having that community to be able to throw down with each other, right? And just get in the hurt locker together. You build that camaraderie just like you would have done when you were out on the water, right, rowing.
Yeah.
And it was funny. I was talking to the owner of the gym I'm at recently, judging on the. I'm just going to do it for fun, right? I was
Mm.
like, oh yeah, we're gonna, we come in. So I was just gonna have a good time and throw down with the members, and they go 3, 2, 1, go, and you're like, fuck that bitch. I am not fucking losing this workout. And you just like throw it down, right? But as soon as that timer goes, you're just hugging it out, and you're like, we kind of put it out on the floor and dropped a load of sweat and chalk and probably some fucking snot everywhere. I'm not pretty when I work out, George.
Oh
It's
no,
not good.
neither.
It's not good at all. I'm like, looks like I'm having an asthma attack. It's not good. But yeah, that respect and the camaraderie you build is beautiful to watch, but it's also beautiful to then witness as it like leaves the gym. It kind
Mm.
of infiltrates life, and you just like, oh, coach, I went for such and such at the weekend. I was like, oh, great. I asked that chick out for the weekend. You're like, fuck, this is cool. Like we coach some adaptive athletes, right? And
Mm.
a couple of them are neurodivergent as well. And one of the lads, Mackie, comes in with CP, and he's like, "Oh, I asked Ellie out on the weekend." I'm like, I fucking love
Oh,
this so much, man. And
yeah,
it's
exactly. You're
like,
part of their journey and their story now and their lives, which is, I think, amazing.
for sure, and you see someone grow, right? And all you've done is
Yeah,
give them an implement and was like, "I want you to put it above your head." They're
yeah,
like, "What?"
exactly.
It's
Yeah, so
so
I've become
cool.
really close with my coach at the gym, and she's been like amazing. And we do these one-to-one sessions, and we have a laugh. It's also, we're doing the work, we're getting it out, but I always leave there feeling so good. And she really motivates me anyway. But I won't tell her that, but she does.
Of
Um,
course.
and I love it. And I remember doing my first kind of, open. We do on Friday evenings, going for my first time, like, and I hadn't seen a lot of the other people at this box for years. And obviously, I remember like I was doing my workout and they were still coming in for their heats. And by the second time I did it, they were all cheering me on and stuff. It's nice. So I really feel like I'm more of that community, which is really nice. And like
Mm,
I feel very welcomed into it, which I think is really supportive.
mm, right. This fires me up so much.
I know, I'm getting excited. I'm glad we do this call before I've got to go and do this open. Just reminding myself that I do love it.
You're gonna have to tell me how it goes, man.
Oh, I will. I will. No, I reckon I didn't know what it was going to be. Like I kind of knew for obviously like the able body it was. We were guessing at handstands because I hadn't come up.
Mm,
Yeah, for ours, I never know because obviously adapted only came in to the Open in like 2021, so
mm.
it's not been a long time. Obviously, as a seated athlete, our thing finishes after the Open, so there's a lot of pressure on this last workout. But
Oh, and then it goes straight to the games.
no, so we don't. So basically, the adapted athletes, like seated, I think there's another category, don't go to the games. They
Wow.
haven't introduced us to games yet. 2024 they're going to, but I guess because of like accessibility and like the whole programming, they're
Mm,
quite new to it. So I'm guessing they're like just taking, slow of like categories they'll have there. But I know like upper extremity, lower extremity are
mm.
there, neuromuscular, I believe. But yeah, for us, this is the last one, and then that's it. So, which is a
That's
shame
a
because I'm actually starting to really enjoy it. But
that's a whole year of training, man. That's
I
when the
know, like, well, because there's other things like obviously like there's other competitions I'd never heard of, but after kind of seeing them on Instagram and stuff, I'm like, oh, I'd love to do that. And a lot of them are online qualifiers, so I'm like, well, might as well, have a bit of fun. I think the next
mm.
one like May, the qualifiers for like Wheelwood, which looks quite good. So give that a go.
There's I think there's a competition coming up in the UK, right?
Which one?
I don't know. I think I heard on the grapevine somewhere there's a competition coming up in the UK
There
in
might be.
person. I'm not really too sure. I'll have to confirm
Well, yeah, if you do, let me. Yeah, yeah,
details on that. I gotta get home for it.
yeah.
Let's just throw it
Exactly. You have
down,
to.
work out,
Yes,
get
exactly. No,
get a
you
little
don't miss
fitness
the
and then a beer.
delightful weather over here in the nice
Of
sunny England.
course. Yeah, I miss the cold, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I miss the damn
Really?
cold. Yeah, I came back
Oh,
for Christmas and and it was at the time when it was like -8, you know, and I'm just like, oh yeah, this is good. This like just walking outside and you know
It was
you
a cold year, to be fair. Like obviously, end of last year. Yeah.
and dark. You know what I mean? You
Uh,
don't see the sun for about 2 months.
no. Yeah. Not a fan.
Well, I don't know, man. Like I saw the sun for 3 years. I was like, nah, put me back there. You know,
Yeah. I guess. I guess. Yeah. No.
I'm northern Georgia. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
It's even
Where
colder up there. I was up north beginning of this week, and yeah, I am convinced it's colder up there.
it is 100%.
It was so much colder. I'm pretty sure it's
It
about to snow,
it's
but
always
yeah.
snowing, raining. You know, but you can't
Cold.
use an umbrella. It's a sign of weakness. That's
Whereas
a
us
no go.
southerners, yeah.
We don't talk about the South. They're basically France. You know, we don't talk about that. Push you back off to the continent. There you go, guys. Fucking have a bit of this, mate.
Yeah.
What's some movements that you want to learn now you're a seated athlete?
I mean, I definitely want to like work on a lot of my kind of barbell work because, as I said, it's very different. Getting that strength. It's a lot of shoulder strength. As well as like I was trying to say wheelchair skills. I really enjoy it. I mean, apart from these U-turns in this workout, but wheelies. I was really hoping a wheelie would come up in the. I mean, it would have, but I was hoping it would because that'd be great. A lot of movements, like a lot of gymnastic movements. Just want to experiment them. Like I love kind of ring muscle ups, but I want to get better at them and bits and bobs like that. It's all just yeah, I guess relearning all these techniques and stuff, which is good fun.
Mm,
But yeah, just seeing where I can go with it really and using it. I mean, as I'm getting stronger, obviously the stronger I'm getting, the stronger my upper body gets, the easier it is to push around in the wheelchair. So it actually helps you on a day-to-day kind of basis, which is nice. So just seeing where I can go really.
what's it like with DOMs? Because, like, I
Oh,
mean,
no, yeah, no one prepares you for this because obviously when you like hit leg day really hard and like your DOMs next morning you can't walk around, like stairs are a bit of a problem. Yeah, I don't have the choice to like not move my arms.
exactly.
So I'm the amount of times I've just been sat in my wheelchair, like get up in the morning, like, oh my gosh, I like my arms are going to fall off. Just sat there, unable to move. And then everywhere I move, I'm just like a little snail, very slow, and I become really uncoordinated. So I'm just crashing around the place. So I mean, it's quite entertaining for other people, just not for me. But no, that's something I never would have thought of. But yeah, and everything falls in my arms. It's like obviously today I'm like, oh, I need to rest my arms, but I'm like, I can't. I've got to kind of get around the place. So yeah, it's a lot. But the DOMS is, but I mean, at least it forces me to move my arms about. So then the DOMS actually tend to kind of recover a bit quicker, which I guess is a positive. Just got to push through the pain.
I've been thinking this for like years. I'm like you said, big leg day, right? Or you done a lot of
Mm.
squatting or something. I'm like, I can kind of pull myself up the stairs with my arms, right? You got a little
Yeah.
banister, I'm pulling myself up. I'm like, God, this is difficult. I'm like, yeah, but what happens if I've only got my arms
Mm-hmm.
and they're
Yeah.
absolutely wankered? I'm like, well, but what do you do then? Only
Oh,
go
it's and
downhill?
especially like, oh, it's so. I mean, if I've kind of got DOMs and say it's like a weekend where I go out with my mates or something, we're wheeling around. I'm fucked. I will not be moving anywhere. I mean, not gonna. If it's a hill, I ain't going that way. So it is, but it's again, it's something I didn't really think of until I got it, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't think this through.
Crazy,
Uh, but yeah, I mean, it's always entertaining. But yeah,
mate. Have you been nights out yet?
yeah, like so. I actually did when I was still in hospital. I got a bit bored, so I got some of my mates to come and break me out, and we went, and it was in like a town, so we went and hit the town.
I
Yeah, at
fucking
this
love
point, I,
this.
I could like only just about manage like some food and a little bit of drink, so it was entertaining trying to get shots down me. I mean, definitely probably not what the doctors recommended. Turned up back at the hospital at 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, so I like to live it wild, but I haven't been out clubbing yet, which is like I'm not sure how I go about clubbing part. I mean, I'm not a big person to clubbing anyway, but it's my 21st next week. So I'm like,
Mm,
well, it's the perfect time to, give it a go, see what
100%.
happens. I reckon once I'm drunk, I'm gonna end up somehow being like, I want to be like crowd surfing. This is my plan. I feel like that'd be really cool. I mean, apart from when I'm then not, I don't know, we'll plan it. Yeah. I've got some ideas.
Yeah,
Make
I
it
mean,
fun. But
make sure you make it back in the chair.
I know I was thinking that to leave the chair. get stolen.
Yeah, you
uh,
just like, guys, I'm just on a sofa.
yeah. But no, and like, I've booked some festivals in summer because I feel like that'd be quite good fun because at least my legs won't get tired. I have a seat the whole time, so there is benefits to it. But yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, clubbing I just feel like would be weird because I'm quite low down. I just
Mm.
be like staring at people's asses the whole time
That
because they're
could be
like
a good
high
time. You
yeah,
know?
true. Um, but no, so we'll see. We'll see. But I mean, people always give you free drinks as well, which is great. I mean, there's definitely benefits to being in a wheelchair. I'm not gonna lie, and we like to call it the cripple card. So, like, any benefits I get out of it is great.
Wow. Free drinks? That sounds good, man.
Oh yeah, free drinks. Like you get someone in free to most events with you, which your friends love you for.
Of
Um,
course.
yeah, it's great.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, it has its benefits. But
Can I like sit on your knee and you wheel me in? You're like, no, dude, that's not okay. Get off.
no, it's like what was it the other day? My friends were quite drunk and we were hanging out, and one of them took my wheelchair away from me, which I think is so funny because they love going in it and trying wheelies and stuff.
Mm.
But it was in a public place and everyone was looking really concerned, like this random person has just stolen my wheelchair. So I mean, quite entertaining for other people, I think. But yeah,
Brilliant. Mate, I got three questions.
okay, go.
What's the greatest piece of life advice you've ever received?
Oh, tough. I think it's probably a quote that my mum would always say to me when I was in hospital, and it was, "When there's a will, there's a way." And I truly believe that is so true. I think you can complete anything if you have the will to do it. So I think that's probably my answer.
Such a British saying, isn't it? Like I'm pretty sure every British person growing up has like heard that from their mum.
Oh, completely, completely.
I love it. My mum used to say the same thing all the time, and that and the only constant in life is change. The
Mm.
two things it was just continuously just when
Just
there's a will,
drilled
there's a
into
way.
you.
You're like,
Mm.
Jesus Christ, just calm down, will you? Like
Mm.
it's 7 o'clock in the morning. You've told me 30 times. But
Oh yeah, sounds just like my mum.
yeah, there you go. British ladies. Crazy.
Yeah.
Red flag, stay away from them.
Yeah.
All right. What's the worst piece of life advice you ever received?
Oh, probably it's always someone worse off. Because I think a lot of people would say this quite a lot, to like me or to others, or they wouldn't come to me with like a problem. So like, oh yeah, but you're going through that. And I think the thing is we forget like everyone's problem in their life is big to them and it's huge. Like we kind of
Mm.
I don't think we should compare each other's problems. I think that became quite apparent quite early on. Because yeah, as I said, like people would never want to open up to me or talk to me because they felt kind of bad and pity and they didn't want to make it. So I think probably that.
That's that's a really important point, man.
Yeah, I think it's just, I don't know. It's something I never probably would have thought of because I probably would have said it to other people and be like, oh, when someone comes to me strong, I'll be like, well, think of, other people, blah, blah, blah. I think, yeah, in your own life, kind of your problem is a big thing, no matter how big or small it is to someone else.
100%. Like, like perception is reality at the end of the day, right? And everything
Exactly.
is relative.
Yeah, completely.
Even if you can only lift 20 kilos, right? You're like, yeah, but that's 100%.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
It's all relative.
Well, you never know someone's situation or what they're going through or anything. Like, so I think, and people are quite quick to judge as well. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, that's one of our biggest downfalls as a ever accelerating society, in my opinion, is the prejudice that comes with it, right? And you're like, you don't know, guys, you know?
yeah. Like I honestly experienced that a lot in a wheelchair, like
Yeah.
quite a lot, I think. And also the thing that not bugs me, but I think sometimes does is the pity smiles I get. I'm like, don't feel sorry for me. Like, I'm living an amazing life, like, and I'm surviving, and I'm probably living a better life than quite a lot of people and stuff like that. And I'm just like, don't pity me. Like, I don't want that sympathy. I just want to be seen as anyone else.
Mm.
Which I think is quite important.
Well, you're just Georgia, right?
It froze.
Are you there?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I said you're just Georgia, right? Like there's no
Exactly.
there's no fucking difference.
No, exactly, exactly. I think my mate's been really good with that as well. They still treat me, who I am. We have banter. We use dark humor. Some people never know how to react to that when I
Yes.
just dig into myself and make leg jokes all the time. And I'm just like, this is my way. Like, I think it's fun.
I
So
make
yeah.
leg jokes.
Honestly,
Oh,
amount of times I just come out with something and someone will be there, doesn't really know me, and they'll look at me like, should I laugh? Should I not? And I'm like, oh, just have fun.
yeah. Am I
And like
allowed
it's
to?
nice, yeah, it's nice when people do it back to me and they're like, they make you take the piss a bit as well. And
Mm.
that's how I roll. It works. So
For
it's
sure.
good.
Like that's something that I've experienced, like just kind of going around the world, right? Speaking to people and coaching people from all over places. That's something that I've noticed is like it's such a British thing of like the
Oh, so much. Yeah.
really, really dark humor, like disgustingly dark humor. And everyone's just
Yeah.
laughing, right? And having a great time. And they you get the other nationalities looking at you like, no, no, you can't say that. It's like I don't mean
Yeah.
it.
British humor, I feel like it's just unhinged. I mean, some of it, yeah,
You know,
definitely.
it's a movie premiere, the boy in the striped pajamas to a bunch of Germans. It's like you've just got to. It's disgusting, but like you've just got
Yeah.
to. You got to laugh. We bring
Oh, completely.
a little bit of humor to when it's raining, cold, and miserable outside, and everybody's a little bit depressed. And it's like, yeah, life is better laughing, guys. So let's just fucking talk shit.
Exactly. Completely. I agree. I agree.
You
Yeah.
don't like it? There's a door. See you later,
Exactly.
mate. Last question. What are the 3 words you tell your younger self?
Oh, ooh, 3 words. I think just be like perseverance. It's one. Obviously, it's been a big part of my life. Kind of obviously being a full-time athlete at a young age, just keep going for it really. Um, Probably, I mean, it's definitely more than 3 words, but like just to have fun. And I think as obviously like a younger athlete, I mean, I was GB since 13, so it became my life at that point, and I gave up a lot for it. But at the same time, looking back, I'm like, kind of wish I'd done, a bit more fun things that 13, 14, 15-year-old should do.
Mm,
And just enjoy it. Like, always enjoy what you're doing
mm,
completely. Like, that's the kind of foundations. And, I found this whole new love for sport now, which is great. But I think sometimes I didn't always realize that when I was younger. And
mm.
there was a lot of pressure. So, yeah, I think enjoy it.
Mate, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is an honor and a privilege, mate. Just hearing
Thank
stories,
you.
talking shit. And
That's what we love.
you're gonna have to let me know how you get on with the last open workout. And you're more than likely gonna
Oh, I
beat me,
will.
but we'll see what happens.
Well, yours is mean, to be fair, with the handstands and snatches. I mean, I think both our shoulders are going to hurt after. So,
Yeah, it's a bit nasty, isn't it?
yeah, but I guess it is, yeah, the last one of the open. So, has to be.
Yeah, I looked at it. I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then you read the fine print, right? You're like, "Oh, that's nasty."
Yeah,
You're
that's
like,
where they always catch you out. Yeah.
yeah, you got like 6 minutes, and then oh, you only get another 3 minutes. It's like, where's my sixes? Like, nah, you don't need that. Now you get half the time because
Yeah.
you got to go double the speed. And it's like, but it's gone heavier. They're like,
Mm.
exactly. You're like, fuck you
Yeah,
guys.
the weights of like the able-bodied athletes, especially the women I looked at, is heavy.
That's
Like
okay.
they've got big weights. Ours are actually all right, I think. I'm saying that. I'm definitely gonna get in there and be like, no, but
I
definitely
think
will push them doing it. But
yeah, it's the work you've got to complete to get there that
mm.
that will end up fucking you. Like I don't think it's crazy heavy. I just think the amount of stuff you got to do before you get there is going to make that barbell feel like 1,000,000 kilos.
Oh, completely. Because it's like reading it, I'm like, oh, that's all right. And then I'm like, hold up, actually, I'm doing that, that, and that. My shoulders are going to be complaining. Like, I don't want to burn out. It's a bit of a mental game, I think, isn't it? A lot of CrossFit is,
100%. You do one rep and you just kind of like look at your judge with wide eyes and you just let the bar drop. You're like, oh fuck.
this is why I'm doing, yeah, exactly. And then I look back, I'm like, why did I not train this more? And
Yeah,
you
yeah,
start
yeah.
questioning a lot within that like 6 minutes. But
No, no,
then
guys,
afterwards,
can I do a do over? I need to go to the toilet. They're like, no, 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 you fucking move, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it'll be fun, right?
Sure,
Exactly. No, I'm
sure.
excited for it.
Yeah, mate. Let me know how it goes, and we'll speak soon.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Mate, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.